Hi everyone, in this video, we are going to see about Iterator. I am Rosalind Diana, Assistant Professor, RMD Engineering College. Iterator enables you to cycle through a collection, obtaining or removing elements. List Iterator extends Iterator to allow bidirectional traversal of a list and the modification of elements. Actually, iterator is an object which is used to traverse the collection of elements in Java. The methods declared by iterator are default, void, for each remaining. For each remaining is the method. It is the action specified by action is executed on each unprocessed element in the collection. For the remaining elements in the collection, the actions will be performed. Then we have another method has next of. It returns true if there are more elements in the collection. Then we have a next method. If there is an element, next element, this method will return true. If there are no elements, it throws no such element exception. Then in collection, some elements, if you want to remove, you can use the remove of method. So remove of method is supported in iterator. It removes the current element and it throws illegal state exception if the attempt is made to call remove of that is not preceded by a call to next of. So we have to call the next element, then we have to remove the element. The default version throws unsupported operation exception. Using an iterator. Iterator is an object that enables you to traverse through a collection. Each of the collection classes provides an iterator of method that returns an iterator object to the start of the collection. By default, in collection classes in Java, the iterator method will be already existing with the collection. In general, to use an iterator to cycle through the contents of a collection, we have to follow the steps. First step, obtain an iterator to the start of the collection by calling the collection's iterator of method. Then you have to set up a loop that makes a call to has next of method. Then after setting up the loop, have the loop iterate as long as has next of method returns true. Finally, within the loop, we have to obtain each element by calling the next of method. There is a particular iterator available, that is list iterator object. It is used for obtaining iterator for collections that implement list. List iterator allows you to traverse through a list. It gives us the ability to access the collection in either forward or backward direction. It has both next of and previous of method to access the next and previous element in the list. The methods provided by list iterator object is add of e comma e. This is we can add elements to the list by using this list iterator. Has next of is used to check whether any more element is present in the list. Has previous of, it returns true if the list has any previous element. It is used for traversing the list in the backward direction. Next of method returns the next element that is available in the list and it increases the cursor by one position. Next, index of. This method returns the index of the next element in the list. There are some more methods available in list iterator. Previous of method. It returns the previous element of the list and it shifts the cursor one position backward. It is used for backward traversing. Previous index of. It is used to return the index of the previous element of the current element in the list. Remove of. It is used to remove the last element from the list, which is currently pointed by the cursor. So the element can be accessed using next of method or previous of method. Then we have to use the remove of method. Set of method is used to modify the elements in the list. If we want to replace any element in the next of or previous of position, we have to first call the next of and previous of methods. Then we have to use the set method. Already we discussed for each remaining method, it performs the given action for the collection of list elements until all the elements have been processed or the action throws an exception. Till exception is thrown, this for each remaining method is used to traverse the list. An example program is given in this particular slide. So we have to call the Java package java.util.star because iterator object is available in util package. And we are using a class here. Its name is Iterator demo, and it contains the main method. And in this, we create an object AL for the array list class. So for the array list class, it is going to accept string elements. So in the generic angle bracket, we have to give string, and array list string AL is the variable name or object name for the class. It is equal to, you allocate memory for this collection of elements. So it is used to create dynamic array or dynamic list. We will not give the particular size of the list. It can be any size. When we add any element to the list, the memory will be allocated for that element. So after we give AL object, using the method add of, we can add elements to the list. So AL dot add of first element, it is a string with character C. Then second, we are adding A. Then third, we are adding an element E, fourth B, and fifth element D, and sixth element to the array list, we are adding F. After adding the elements to the array list AL, we have to go to the first position of the list, and from that we have to get each element in the list. To go to the first position, we call the object iterator. It is a class with string type, generic type, and its object name is ITR. Its list iterator name is ITR. So itr.hasNextOf method is used to check whether currently an element is available in the list. If there is an element, one or more element, this will be true. So after it is true, we have to get the element. So using the cursor itr.nextOf will get the current element in the first element in the list. We have to give a name for it. We give here element. So it is of type string. Then we have to print that element. So we use the common method to print system.out.print of element. Then after we print all the elements one by one, hasNextOf method returns false. After that, the cursor control will move out of the while loop. Then we will go to the control will go to the next declaration. Again, we are using list iterator class with string data type, generic data type. And here we are using an object LITR. It is for list iteration. So we are calling AL.listIterator. Again, list iterator will check is there any element present in the list. So it uses liter litr.hasNextOf. Then if it is true, the while loop will execute. The first element will be received with the help of litr.nextOf. It will be stored in element. Then we have to set this particular while loop is used to modify the elements in the list. So for that, list object name dot set of element variable. And what we have to add, we have to use plus symbol and add that string. Here we are adding 1 plus to each element in the list. So in this slide, we are seeing after we modify each element in the list with plus symbol, again we use a while loop. Again, we are checking before using while loop, we have to create an object ITR is equal to ArrayList.Iterator. This method will make the cursor to move to the first position of the list. Then we have to use the while loop. Then itr.hasNextOf, it will check whether the first element is present. If it is present, then we have to go to that element and get the element. So for that, we have to give itr.nextOf. It will get the current element pointed by the cursor, and we are going to assign it to element equal to itr dot next dot. Then we are printing that element. Now it will print all elements with the plus symbol because we already added it using set method. The last block of code is display the list in backward direction. For that, we have to check from the last position of the list. So we use the LITR object here, while of LITR dot has previous of. So we will be in the last position of the list already. So in the last position, if any element is present, it will say true. Then we have to get that particular element. So we have to use LITR dot previous of that should be assigned to element. Then we have to print the element using system dot out dot print of method. So in our output, if we see first, we will get the original list of elements in the collection array list. Elements present in the array list are C, A, E, B, D, F. These are the values we stored initially. Then we used a set method and modified the list, array list. So we added plus to each element. So our current result is modified contents of AL or C plus, A plus, E plus, B plus, D plus, and F plus. Then we used has previous of method and previous of values we got. So we it is used for backward traversal. So we got the last element to be printed first, and F plus, D plus, B plus, E plus, A plus, C plus. In backward direction, all the array list elements are printed. This is the use of iterator of which is a cursor declaration and moving the cursor to the first position of the collection. So in this video, we have seen the following topics, iterator and list iterator, which are the generic classes used for traversing the collection present in Java program. Thank you.